Hello, I'm going to have a little take two at having a birthday today. It actually isn't my birthday today, it was yesterday, but all my plans to sit and do Portuguese study and read a book on my bed kind of didn't work that well, although I did get some reading in. So today, I'm going to try and fit it in. It's about 1:10 in the afternoon now. I've been up since about 8:30. I've been doing laundry, 2 lots. Look who's been getting a wash today. Meet Eira, which means snow in Welsh, because Isabel called her Eira, didn't she? Yes. Well, Eira went in the washing machine today. I shall insert the clips that I sent to Isabel on DM on Instagram for her amusement. Well, I thought it was funny. Let me out! Let me out! Let me out! Isabel, save me! I've been sat at my desk for most of today, to be honest, working on the channel and looking at really boring stuff to do with tax. I've also been chatting to somebody on Messenger about some potential work that I might be recommended to do. Don't know if I'll get it or not, but it's going to test my comfort zones a bit because it's going to involve using Zoom, which I am rubbish with. If I do get offered it, I'm seriously going to have to learn how to use Zoom properly because, oh my goodness, I don't have a good history with it. I need to join the modern age quick. Right, before I do anything else, I'm going to show you the few bits that I had for my birthday. Isabel brought me, well, she came in with a box of 6 tea cakes because I didn't have any birthday cake or anything. I couldn't go out and buy any because I was quarantining for most of the day. And by the time the quarantine ended, I just didn't feel like going out. Anyway, there's 2 left. She turned up with 1 gone. She said she couldn't resist eating one on the way back. So anyway, yeah, 2 left of those. I also asked her for some washi tape, so she has bought me some. There's some there and some here, which I just want for prettying up my Portuguese notes. And I know it's a bit frivolous and probably a bit silly at my age, but it's fun, so I'm doing it anyway. I also asked her for some dark coloured nail varnish, so she's got me some. It's kind of like a grey colour. Now, pretty much everything I got, I asked for. I wanted this. You're probably wondering what that is. It's a flute stand. Let me show you. Now, I have a flute stand already, but it's really chunky and really heavy, and if I'm having to commute anywhere with it in my rucksack, not only does it weigh me down, but it's quite jaggy. It's got like jagged edges, and it was really digging into my MacBook sleeve, and I was a bit worried it could damage it, so I thought, right, I need a travel one again. I had something similar to this before, but it kept getting broken. Not when the flute was on it, but when it was just on the floor at gigs, because people didn't see it and they were standing on it and breaking its legs. But anyway, this is a bit different, this one. So there, that comes out like that, and then you screw it in. And then you just pop the flute on like that. It does work, honest. I won't show you right now. But yeah, they're quite good for travel. I think for gigs, if I'm just being picked up from home, I'll just take my big chunky one because it's stronger and bigger and more noticeable. But you know, if I'm going to Scotland again or going abroad, this is definitely going to be the one. I'll leave a link in the description, though I think not very many of you will be interested. But I have got a couple of flute players that watch. Obviously, I haven't tried it out. I don't know if this one's a good brand or not. I had a Hurricane one last time, but they didn't seem to have them on sale. These are batteries for this camera because I only have the one that's in there, or at least I only had the one that's in there. Now I have 2 spares, so I can charge those up and put them in the bag and not worry about running out of battery. And another thing I asked for is a sort of protective outer case for the new MacBook. It looks very complicated. I don't know why it's got those with it. I'm slightly concerned. This is like a drink-proof cover for the keyboard. In fact, they look like there's 2 in there, like a spare one. The instructions look kind of complicated, so I'm going to have to try and figure that out later. My boyfriend and I had a completely impromptu trip to Asda last night. We were going to walk to the local shop just to get some bread and packed lunch things for Izzy to make her packed lunch, but we set out. It started to rain and I'd realised he'd forgotten his coat, so we said, well, should we drive there? And he said, yeah, but if we're driving, we might as well go to Asda because we're not restricted to the really local shop, so we went to Asda. But anyway, I've been meaning to get a new roasting tin for ages because the one I have is really heavy and it's cracked, and it's literally difficult for me to get out of the oven because it is so weighty. So this is perfect, it's a lot lighter. So he treated me to that for my birthday, and also a 4-pack of Super Bock. I've just got 1 bottle out to show you. I had one last night, there's only actually 3 left now. That can go back in there. And my mum sent me a bit of money as well, which I've put in the bank, so thank you, Mum. I'm trying to have the heating off, you know, because of the rising cost of heating bills and everything, but no, it's been off for a couple of hours now and I am freezing, so it's going back on. Sorry. I also bought a big bunch of spring onions in Asda's last night, and I'm attempting to grow them in water. Let's see what happens. I don't actually feel hungry, but my stomach keeps making this rumbling noise and I'm actually feeling a little bit jittery, so I think I'm gonna have some lunch. I'm gonna have my leftover pasta that I put in the fridge yesterday. I'm not sure what we're gonna have with it. There's no protein in there because the protein was egg yesterday and I ate them all. I'll have a think. I'm going for some tofu. I've run out of chili flakes. I've had to add it to my shopping list. Should have got some last night. So this is what I've got in it. I put some paprika, some turmeric, some cumin, and a big squirt of lemon juice, and some of my Kikkoman soy sauce out of my massive litre bottle there. I'm just going to fry that for a bit. And then I'm going to dollop in my leftover pasta as well. And have that for lunch. It's a bit lack of green, isn't it? Oh wow. I'll make up for it later with my dinner. I've got curry later left over. See, no real cooking today. I get a day off. I think I might have had the heat up a bit too high. The kitchen's gone a bit smoky. I've opened the window here. I think I've burnt my spices, but I've had a nibble. It's all right. Not one of my better lunches, but it'll do. It's a little late now. I couldn't finish all that lunch. There was too much. It was all right, actually. It was quite tasty. I probably wouldn't make it again, though. I am brewing coffee. Well, I'm not. I'm reheating coffee that I brewed earlier, actually. And I'm going to treat myself to that lying in bed reading birthday read extravaganza that I didn't quite do enough of yesterday. Because if I leave that another day, I won't be able to justify it as birthday things. Because I was thinking, well, I'll do everything off the to-do list and then I'll do it. But the to-do list just grows continuously, doesn't it? So I thought, no, I'm not going to do the things on the to-do list. I'm going to do this. I am now executing plan, relax and read book in bed. Yay, so I've got my lovely coffee that I've just warmed up. Want some? I'm that far through. I have to keep stopping to look words up in the dictionary. Well, on my phone, I ask Siri. Siri doesn't always get it quite right. Worsted. It had a bit of trouble with worsted. I ended up having to key it in. It's an old kind of coarse cloth. My mum knew what it was. I mentioned it to her. She said, oh yeah, I know what worsted is. Well, I didn't know what worsted was. Hello, it's about 5:20 in the afternoon now. Reading the book didn't go that well. I mean, I did read quite a lot of it, but it just kept sending me to sleep. It was terrible. Like, I'm really interested in it. So annoying. So I tried all manner of things to try and wake myself up, drinking pop with caffeine in, trying to read whilst walking about because I got so cold. Oh man, I couldn't warm up for ages, so that didn't help. Anyway, I just went to B&M for a walk and to pick up a few bits that I needed, and then I got some impulse purchases. And I didn't film it because I thought, well, I'll just pick up the camera tomorrow when I'm feeling more awake. But I'm feeling more awake now, so let's see what I got. Ooh. I got some of these because I've remembered that it's handy when Izzy suddenly wants bread with no warning. We can just bake them, so they can just be long life and in the cupboard. So I got those. Got some extra virgin olive oil. I don't know if it's any good, but it might be. I'm not sure. So there's that. Now these are my impulse purchases, my guilty impulse purchases. A new cheap tape dispenser for £2.50 because my old one lost the middle. Well, Isabel threw it away because she thought it was part of the original sellotape roll and hadn't realised that tape dispensers have a middle bit. So the other one is just useless now, but I've got a new one, nice weighty one. Also, impulse, I wavered the other day. I was nearly going to get some new highlighters because mine are starting to go a bit dry and scratchy, so got some pastel shade ones. They were £5. They were, which apparently is reduced. I don't know if it is or not, but I had them. Guilty pleasure ramen-y thingies, very yummy. Other than that, I got some plum tomatoes and a multi-pack of them. I need to do one of my big massive online shops because I'm starting to run low on heavy things like tinned tomatoes and soya milk cartons and like squash and things. I've got some now because I got some in Asda's last night. And you know, pop, and I keep going to the local shops and just picking up small amounts of them frequently, and it's getting annoying now, so I do need to do a big online delivery soon. But when I was walking around B&M and all the like glittery, colourful stationery items were there, I suddenly had a great urge to go back and write my Portuguese notes up that I meant to do earlier, but I just got too tired to do it. I think it was psychological tiredness, honestly. I think sometimes I get so routine-y that I start switching off because I'm not giving myself enough of a change. And of course, having been isolated for a few days as well, I think I just needed to get out. Well, I didn't get out much, but I got out a bit. I haven't got any responsibilities this evening because nobody's coming home, so I don't have to feed anybody. I've got leftover curry from yesterday. I don't even have to cook. So I'm gonna make myself a cup of tea and go up in my room and take my washi tapes and my new highlighters, and I'm gonna go and make some pretty Portuguese notes based on some rough scribbly ones that I took off some video lessons quite a while ago. It's 7:20 in the evening and I've done some very pretty notes. I tell you what, I have to go over things again and again and again for any hope of them to stick. Honestly, I'd taken all these notes in a notebook, not those ones, but the ones I was making notes from, I don't know, a few weeks ago, and I was reading over them and it was as if somebody else had written them. I didn't remember writing them at all. It was like news to me, but then sometimes it was like, oh yeah. So yeah, I'm gonna have to think of how to just keep revising it, but it was a slightly passive activity because I was kind of copying. I wasn't having to recall the information with prompts, which I think is a more active way of revising. So I need to think about that, give myself some exercises to do. Anyway, I didn't do very many in all that time because I was actually replying to YouTube comments as they were coming in, but I'm microwaving some curry now. You know how I was really tired earlier? You know, I mentioned it. I felt like I couldn't connect with the world somehow. I was really struggling, and I ate a tea cake and I was just back in the room. So that was a bit worrying. I obviously didn't have a very sustaining lunch. Well, I mean, that's what I'm concluding. Oh dear. Anyway, I'm fine now. It literally, I hadn't even finished the tea cake and I was better and I was able to focus on the world in front of my eyes again. Really weird. Thank you so much for watching today's video. If you liked it, could you please give it a cheeky like? It helps small channels to grow and I really appreciate that. If you're new here and would like to follow more of my stories, you hit the subscribe button and the notification bell, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.